Something strange happened to me this morning. I woke up and everything started going wrong. My phone was dead. My bus was late. My wallet was missing. And for a moment, I honestly thought, okay, maybe today is not my day. But you know what? A day full of small problems is actually the perfect day to practice English because real life isn't perfect. Real life is messy. Real life has mistakes, surprises, and little disasters. And that's exactly where real English lives. So today, instead of telling you, welcome back to the Ravand English podcast, I want to take you straight into the middle of the story. A normal day, a human day, a day that could happen to anyone, including you. And here's the best part. You won't just listen to the story. You will shadow it. You will repeat after me. You will follow my rhythm. You will speak with me sentence by sentence. And by the end, you will feel calmer, clearer, and more confident in your English. So take a breath, get comfortable, and come with me. Let me show you how one small chaotic day can become the best English practice of your week. Are you ready? I want you to shadow my voice. Everything I say, okay? Let's go. I woke up today feeling okay. Not great, not terrible, just okay. The room was a little cold. My blanket was warm. And honestly, I wanted to stay in bed, but I had things to do. So I sat up. I stretched my arms. I yawned. Oh, no. And I checked my phone. My battery was at 5%. 5%! I forgot to charge it last night. I plugged it in, but it was too late. I needed to leave the house soon. I looked at the time. My bus was coming in 10 minutes. Or at least, that's what the app said. I washed my face. I grabbed my bag. I took my keys and I walked out the door a little too fast. I closed the door behind me, and then I felt it. A small worry. I checked again. Yes, it was locked. Good. I walked to the bus stop. The weather was cold but fresh. A little windy. Not too bad. I looked at the bus app again. My phone screen flashed and turned black. Battery dead. Perfect. Just great. I laughed to myself because what else could I do? I stood at the bus stop and waited. I waited 1 minute, then 2 minutes, then 8 minutes. No bus. I looked around. There were 2 other people waiting too. I asked one of them, "Hey, do you know if the bus is coming?" She said, "It's late today. Maybe 10 more minutes." I nodded. "Okay, thanks." 10 minutes later, still no bus. One of the people waiting walked away. The other man looked at his watch and sighed. And I just stood there thinking, wow, today is going to be one of those days. Today is going to be one of those days. Finally, after what felt like forever, the bus arrived. Finally, everyone got on quickly. I touched my pockets to find my card. Left pocket, nothing. Right pocket, nothing. Jacket pocket, nothing. I checked my bag, no wallet. My heart dropped. My heart dropped. I checked again, slowly this time. Still nothing. I looked at the driver and said, I'm really sorry. I think I forgot my wallet. He looked tired but kind. He said, It's okay. Go ahead. Just this time. I smiled. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I sat down in the back of the bus. I felt a bit embarrassed. I wanted to check my phone, but of course, it was dead. So I looked out the window. The bus moved slowly. Traffic was heavy. Cars everywhere. People walking. Kids going to school. Life moving around me. And my brain thinking of my missing wallet. Where did I leave it? At home? On the table? On the couch? In my jacket? Did it fall somewhere? Did I drop it on the street? No, I remembered. I took it out yesterday when I bought groceries. Maybe I left it in my other bag. Yes, that must be it. The bus finally arrived near my stop. I got off and I walked quickly to the cafe near my work. My stomach was empty. I needed something simple, something warm, something comforting. I went inside. The place smelled like coffee and fresh bread. I loved that smell. I waited in line. There were only 2 people in front of me. When it was my turn, a friendly barista smiled at me. Good morning. What can I get for you? What can I get for you? I said, just a small coffee, please. And maybe a butter croissant. She said, sure. Anything else? I said, no, that's all. Thank you. She entered the order on the screen. Then she said, that'll be $5.50. And in that moment, I remembered. No wallet, no card, no cash, no phone battery for Apple Pay. Just me and 0 ways to pay. I put my hand on my face. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't have my wallet. My phone is dead. I can't pay. She looked surprised, then laughed kindly. It's fine. Happens to everyone. You can pay next time. I shook my head. No, really, I feel bad. She said, it's okay. Just enjoy the coffee. I thanked her at least 3 times. I took my coffee. I took my croissant. I sat by the window and I thought, okay, it's still a good day. It's just a little chaotic. I drank my coffee slowly. It warmed me up. It calmed me down. I took a small bite of my croissant. Crispy, soft, perfect. That moment was nice. No stress, just quiet, just warmth. After finishing, I walked toward work. My phone was still dead. I couldn't check messages. I couldn't check the time. I couldn't check anything. But walking felt nice. The air was cold, but refreshing. People were moving everywhere. Cars, bikes, buses, life happening, and my mind slowly relaxing. When I arrived at the office building, I saw my friend Mia at the entrance. She moved at me. She waved at me. Hey, you okay? You look tired. I laughed. Yeah, today is just funny. Everything is going wrong, she said. Want to talk about it? So I told her the dead phone, the late boss, the missing wallet, the cafe situation. She started laughing. Then she said, you know what? At least you're here. You survived the morning. We laughed together. It felt nice. Talking helps. Talking really helps. Laughing helps even more. When I finally sat at my desk, I plugged in my phone. I plugged in my phone. The battery icon appeared, slowly charging. 1%, 2%, 5%. Still slow, but alive. While the phone charged, I checked my bag again. And guess what? My wallet was there. Inside a small hidden pocket. I couldn't believe it. I held it up. Mia looked at me from her desk and laughed. You see, small problems, not big ones. I laughed too. Yeah, very small problems. My phone turned on fully. My phone turned on fully. I checked the time. I checked my messages. I checked my emails. Everything looked normal again. No emergencies. No stress. Just a normal morning with small mistakes. Around lunchtime, I went out to get food. I wanted something simple, something warm, something fast. I walked to a small place I liked. When I entered, the smell was amazing. Soup, chicken, fresh bread. Everything smelled delicious. The guy at the counter said, "Hey, what can I get for you today?" What can I get for you today? I said, I'll have the chicken soup and some bread, please. He said, sure thing. Anything to drink? I said, just water, please. I paid easily this time. Wallet in hand, phone charged, everything normal again. I sat down at the table near the window. The soup was hot. The bread was soft. I felt calm again. I felt like the day was fixing itself. But of course, small problems were not finished. When I finished eating, I stood up and walked toward the exit. I reached into my bag to take my keys. Oh my God, no keys. I checked again, still no keys. I checked my jacket, empty. I checked every pocket, nothing. I thought, no, not again. I walked back to my table, looked under the chair, under the table, under my napkin. Nothing there. Then I looked at the counter. The guy waved my keys in the air. Hey, you forgot these? I laughed so hard. I said, today is not my day. Thank you. I walked out smiling because honestly, it was all so silly. On the way back to work, It started raining. Of course it did. Small rain, soft rain, but still rain. I didn't have an umbrella, so I just walked a little wet, a little cold, but in a weird way and happy. Because even though the day had problems, none of them were real problems. They were small, temporary, easy to fix, easy to laugh at later. When I got back to the office, Mia looked at me and said, When I got back to the office, Mia looked at me and said, Why? Why are you wet? Why are you wet? Why are you wet? I said, when I got back to the office, Mia looked at me and said, Why are you wet? I said, It rained, of course. She laughed. She laughed. You really are collecting small problems today. I sat at my desk. I worked, answered emails, talked to coworkers, drank some water. Everything felt normal again, peaceful again. Finally, the workday ended. I packed my things. Wallet? Yes. Phone? Yes, charged. Good. I walked outside. The rain had stopped. The air smelled clean. The sky looked soft and gray. Not bad, not sad, just peaceful. I walked to the bus stop again, and guess what? The bus arrived exactly on time. Perfect timing. No waiting. No stress. I sat down, looked out the window, and thought about my day. A dead phone, a late bus, a missing wallet, a free coffee, a found wallet, a forgotten key, a little rain, a lot of small problems, but also a lot of small kindness. The bus driver helped me. The barista helped me. The man at the restaurant helped me. Mia helped me laugh. Myself, I stayed calm. I kept going. I didn't give up. I handled the day step by step. And that's fine. Not perfect, not smooth, not always easy, but full of small moments, small mistakes, small wins, and small joys. When I got home, I opened the door. I took off my jacket. I sat on the couch, and I smiled. Because I made it. I survived a day full of small problems. And I realized something important. Even on a messy day, I can stay patient. I can keep going. I can always start again tomorrow. I plugged in my phone. I placed my wallet in the same place. I put my keys in a small bowl by the door. I learned my lesson. A little organization saves a lot of stress. I made some tea. I sat quietly. I felt myself relax. I felt grateful for the people who helped me, for the little moments of kindness, for the chance to laugh at my own mistakes. And as I ended the day, I said to myself, it wasn't a bad day. It was just a human day. And human days are okay. Human days are real. Human days make us grow. I closed my eyes. I took a deep breath and I said, tomorrow will be better. And even if it's not, I'll handle it. One small problem at a time. My friends, thank you for joining me in today's shadowing session. You didn't just listen, you practiced speaking, rhythm, and confidence. You followed a real simple English story, and you trained your mouth to move in English. That's real progress. Small problems happen to everyone, but today you learned how to talk about them naturally, calmly, and clearly. And every time you shadow episodes like this, you get better and better. Remember, you don't need perfect grammar. You don't need big words. You just need small, brave steps every day. I'm proud of you. Thank you for practicing with me. This is Brandon from the Ravand English broadcast. Wishing you a calm mind, clear English, and many small victories in your daily life.